Hello, testing.
Down,
Is it working?
yeah,
Mic check, 1,
I've been
2.
feeling so.
Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Maria. This is my non-essentials but essentials guide on what to pack for uni. This is obviously more aimed at the people who are going up to uni this September, which is a long way to go, but honestly time goes by so quick nowadays. It's just gonna fly by. It's literally Easter now, and by the time Easter finishes, it's basically exams, and then next thing you know it's summer, and then next thing you know you're already going to uni. I've already made a video about the essential things that I think you need to bring for uni, but if you haven't seen that video yet, go ahead and watch that video. My experience in uni is different for everyone else, and the stuff that I needed might not necessarily mean that you need those stuff. I stayed in a private accommodation in my first year, and then for the next 2 years up until this year I've lived in a house with other housemates. If you haven't found your accommodation yet, this brings me on to say that I have partnered up with Amber Students to help you find your accommodations a lot quicker and easier. So a little bit about Amber Students. Amber Students is a booking platform that provides you with plenty of student accommodation. It ranges from the low budget end to the high budget end, providing you with plenty of options to choose from. It is student friendly, has a free cancellation policy, a no visa no pay policy to help out all the international students. It also means that if you unfortunately don't get accepted into the uni of your choice, you can still get that refund. So book as early as you can, guys, to avoid the disappointment and so that you can secure the accommodation that you want. All the spaces are filling in really quick. On top of all that, you're able to get a £15 discount if you use the link down in my description box, and also you can get a £50 cash back if you also refer a friend. And for those who do book early, you can grab the cashback deals available for each specific accommodation type. All you have to do is use the link down in my description box and Amber will do the rest. It's so easy to navigate once you're on the website. You just search for the city you're looking to stay at and it will pull up a whole list of all the options available to you. You can sort out the list to make your search a lot easier. You can specify the uni you're going to, your move-in month, your budget, and the length of your stay. You can also filter out specific room types and make it more catered for the type of room you're looking for. It's so easy and it's so simple. You get all the available options for you, and Amber will deal with the rest once you're booked. So guys, what are you waiting for? Honestly, the booking process is really straightforward, and it is coming up to that time for September where you do have to find the accommodations and book the accommodation spaces. So each space is filling in really quickly. So I suggest you guys do have a sit down and research what accommodation you want and think about your budget, and honestly it's all there for you on the website. And yeah, we'll start off with the bedroom. The first thing I've listed is a rug. In my first year accommodation, my flooring was just wooden. It wasn't carpeted or anything, and in the UK it does get really cold. I recommend a rug so that you have that extra added coziness. Having a rug in your room really does help put the room together. The second thing I listed is push pins with pegs. In every accommodation that you go into, you normally get a pin board in your bedroom, and normally people would stick pictures on there even though they say it's for like your notes, but obviously I put my pictures I pre-printed out before going into that accommodation, and I didn't really want to damage it by pushing in the pins into the photos. So what I bought was push pins, and then it had wooden pegs. Then you just clip the pictures on the wooden pegs without damaging and making a hole in your actual photos. So I recommend getting one of those if you want to decorate your room with photos. The next two things is kind of similar to each other, but LED strips. Probably every student has LED strips because it just makes your room like a vibe, and it just makes it all like cozy and like homey. And then the next thing I listed is a sunset light. So if you don't want an LED strip, you can get a sunset light. That's a whole vibe too because of like the different colors that projects out of it. I have both, and I turn both on at the same time, and it just makes my room like such a vibe. I just love the whole aesthetic of that. So if you want to get one, go get one. I recommend it. And then the next thing I listed is plants. It literally just makes your whole room feel a lot more homey with plants and a lot more alive. I know my SU and I'm pretty sure every SU will have like a plant sale because they know a lot of students go out and buy plants. In my first year I only had fake plants, and then this year we managed to get live plants into the house. I've always had the vines that you can wrap around your whole like room, make it like cozy looking, and And yeah, plants really do add to your room. So the next thing I listed is drawer organizers. In every student living that I've went into, I always regretted not getting drawer organizers, and my drawers are literally always a mess. I always have to clean it out. I always have to reorganize it because it just gets so messy. So getting drawer organizers would be such a lifesaver to get organized without having to like scramble for it every morning, but it'll just make it so much easier to find the stuff that you need. And then the next thing I listed is like those grid pegboards that you can hang up. Like I said, in every student accommodation they normally put a pin board in your room anyway, but then when you move out of that student accommodation and you go into housing in your second and third years, you're going to want to hang stuff up, and normally the landlords are really strict with sticking things on the wall. You actually buy your own grid and your own pegboard. You can literally just stick that up and then you can just hang all the photos that you want on there. The next category is the kitchen. I don't really have much listed into this. First thing is a filter, a water filter. I actually live in Wales normally, and I think Welsh water is like so nice that I can just drink from the tap. But because I go to the University of Manchester, which is in England, I just feel like the tap water there is so different. That's just me being really picky. Next thing is the utensil organizers for your drawers. My first year, I didn't have one. I survived, but I wish I did get one because all my spoons, knives, forks, it was all just shoved into one drawer, and I had to like scramble to like find the things I need. And having one of those organizers would have helped me so much. I managed, but I recommend you guys having one because obviously for my second and third year I do have one. I did get one. And then the next thing is a cupboard organizer. It has helped me a lot, especially with like my spices and things like that. In the house I'm living in this year, me and my housemates has agreed to like share the spice cupboards and like the little like common uses, and we do have like the little basket trays to put all the spices together and things like that. But having a cupboard organizer will help because then you can fit so much more things in there, especially if you're in a student accommodation where you have limited space. The next thing is a sink drying rack. A drying rack for the sink, so everybody would use it, will help you guys stay clean hopefully. But in my second and third year we did have one, and it's just helped us a lot to like dry out the plates quickly and then just put it away. The mess won't stack in the kitchen then. Moving on to the toilets. Like I said, in my first year I had an ensuite, and then obviously for second and third year, because I lived in a house, I don't have an ensuite, it's a shared toilet. But having an organizers for your toilet will help. Those mini drawer organizers that you can put all your like essentials in, like girl products and things like that, it'll just help you out a lot to just keep your stuff in place. Or like those trolley caddies. Me and my housemate have one in my house this year, and we keep our tissues there, we keep like our girl products there. The next category is the miscellaneous, and the first thing I listed on this category is a student card, which I know a lot of banks have a lot of offers for students. So ever since I started uni, I chose Santander for the sole purpose of having a free rail card. And I take the train a lot because like I said, Manchester's in England and then I live in Wales, so I do take the train a lot, and that has helped me save so much money because normally a rail card for like 3 years I think is £70. Obviously I got that for free by signing up with Santander and opening up a student bank account, but I know a lot of like banks offer other offers. Like I know HSBC offered £300 if you open up a student account with them. Some banks offers like discounts for ASOS, Uber Eats and things like that. I did this research nearly 3 years ago now, so it might have changed, especially in this economy. But go search, open up a student card, student bank account, and then you can just weigh up whatever perks that you want and what benefits you want, and then you can choose it from there. The next thing I listed is a yearly bus pass. I'm in my third year, I'm in my final year, and this is the only year that I purchased an annual bus pass. And that's because in my first and second year, where I lived was walkable to the uni, but this time round for this year I need to get a bus. And I know in Manchester Stagecoach is what their buses are, and they offer a discount if you purchase it early. You get like a £60 discount from like the original price. £60 is still a lot, so think about it if you need one. I was skeptical at first to get this bus pass. If I think I can walk the place, I'll just walk. But this year, it turns out I've been using the bus non-stop. If I didn't buy a bus pass, I would probably have just spent over the amount that I've already purchased for the bus pass. The bus pass cost me around £340. A day to go in Manchester is £5. So if you think about it like that, just weigh it up, see if it's gonna be worth it. For me, it's worth it. So the next thing is stationery. A lot of people think when you go in uni, you don't need stationery, you don't need pens, you don't need paper, you don't need any folders. Personally, I do. When I do my revision, I learn a lot more and keep information in more when I actually go and stick with the traditional way of writing it, pen and paper. And then a lot of people obviously use iPads and laptops, but that's your own personal choice. A lot of people in my lectures still do write with pen and paper, and there's no issue with that. Honestly, it's just up to your own learning. And then the last thing I listed, which is very, very random, but a clock. I know you can tell the time through your phone, but if you're revising and then you want to stay away from your phone, with having a clock on your desk will help, because then you don't have to pick up your phone to check the time and then you just get distracted. And also, I did this thing in my first year where I'd have a clock and use that as my alarm and not my phone. I know the time and I don't have to pick up my phone, because apparently the first thing that you grab as soon as you wake up is the thing that you're always going to gravitate to the most during the day. So obviously a lot of people pick up their phones first thing in the morning, and then obviously their screen time and their scroll time on their phones is literally so much. I don't know how much that is proven, but it's worked for me. So that's everything that I've listed in my non-essentials but essentials guide before you go to uni and what to pack for uni. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and just share, comment down below if you have any questions. I do my best to reply. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for watching.
Yeah, I wanna